slide it down into the SFP slot.
How do we power our media converter?
Hi everyone, welcome back to FASTCABLING. Have you ever set up a security system, thought it was working perfectly, only to have it fail you when it matters most? That's exactly what happened to one of our clients. They had a warehouse and they need to connect the security camera from the control room to a remote gate that's 800 meters away. That's more than half of a mile of open exposed ground. And their temporary fix? A wireless bridge to connect them. It worked until the sites became fully operational. Then interference and network traffic made the video feed drop constantly, so the whole connection became unreliable and useless. So we had another classic long-distance problem. Standard copper Ethernet fails after 100 meters, and wireless was too unstable. So the solution? Fiber optics. Today I'm going to show you the right way to do this using a rock-solid, outdoor-rated setup that will last for years. We're not just solving the distance problem, we're building a system that survives the elements. And the hero of our story is this, a waterproof, industrial hardened grade fiber PoE media converter. Now think of it as a bilingual translator for your network. On one port, it speaks Ethernet for your network switch, and on the other port, it speaks light pulses over fiber. It converts the signal back and forth, but this isn't just any converter. This one is built for war. Its body is a rugged metal housing. It's rated IP67. That means it's totally dust-tight and can handle being submerged in water temporarily. It operates from a freezing -20 degrees to a scorching 60 degrees, and this durability is non-negotiable for outdoor use. And here's the best part. It has PoE built in. The Ethernet port is not just for data. It can deliver up to 30 watts of power following the IEEE 802.380 standard. That means we can run a single cable from this box to the security camera, and that one cable carries both data and power. There's no need for a separate electrician to run power line out there, so there's fewer points of failure. So now how do we connect the media converter? First, the fiber optic cable. Now today we're using this pre-terminated single-mode 2-string fiber optic cable. Pre-terminated means the ends are already finished with connectors. In this case, we're using LC connectors. And this is crucial. Field terminating fiber is where mistakes are made, so pre-terminated is plug-and-play reliable. And we're using single mode because it's designed for these long distances over kilometers. But you cannot plug the fiber optic cable directly into the media converter. You need a translator for the translator, the SFP module. This little guy slots in the fiber optic slot, and it converts the electrical signal from the converter into lights for the fiber. You must get the SFP that matches your fiber type, which is single mode for us. Now here's a pro tips. What if you only have a single string of fiber to run, and you can use a match pair of bidirectional BiDi SFP transceivers? One emits lights at a 1010 nanometers wavelength, often in a blue housing, and the other at 1550 nanometers, often in green or yellow. And they send and receive data over the same single fiber string. Magic! And for this side, we're using this blue SFP transceiver. Now first, connect it with our fiber optic cable. We have 2 strings here. Let's use string C and leave the other for spare. Plug it into our single mode SFP transceiver and slide it down into the SFP slot. Push it all the way down.
Now I took out the neck and the gland for faster installation.
But what about power? How do we power our media converter?
It has a wide input voltage range, 24 volt to 56 volt DC. If you have an AC outlet nearby, you can use our robust 48 volt DC power supply. But if there's no AC, you could use a solar setup. But here's another brilliant option. A hybrid fiber and power cable. You can get a cable that carries both fiber string and copper power conductor in one jacket. You deliver DC power from the control room over the copper, so we have one cable, data and power for the converter, and then you can power the camera. Elegant. But for today, we're using our DC 48 volt power supply. It's already connected. Now we just need to use an Ethernet cable, connect to the Ethernet port of our media converter so we can send both power and data for the PDZ camera. And now basically we're done. It's plug and play, no configuration. The link LED lights up and you have a connection. Let's follow our fiber optic cable back to the control room. Back in the control room, we have our switch here. This is a managed switch. The fiber optic cable is already plugged in to our green SFP transceiver and to the fiber slots. And here we connected our switch to a network video recorder so we can display video feeds. And now let's take a look at our big screen monitor. And we have the live video feed. And everything works perfectly. But here's the real challenge. Solving the initial 800 meters connection is only half the battle. The real challenge is reliability over time. People often overspend on speed and underspend on protection. And this is where most DIY setups fail in the long run. So here we have challenge 1, surges. Fiber protects your data from electrical interference, but it does nothing to protect your equipment from power surges, like from a nearby lightning strike. So if a surge comes through the power lines here, it will fry our media converter and the PDZ camera. The fix? This. A DC 48 volt optical power surge protector. You install this in line on the power cable right before it reaches the media converter. It's a guardian. It has a built-in surge protection device rated for 2.5 kilovolt, and it reacts in less than 25 nanoseconds to shut dangerous spikes away from your gears. It also has built-in fields for overcurrent protection. It's IP20 rated with a waterproof housing, so it can live outside. This isn't an optional extra. This is the insurance for your entire investment. Now let's see how to connect it. So the fiber optic cable goes in our surge protector, comes all the way to the back. There's a coupler. We're using another fiber patch cord to connect them. So now the data travel through our fiber patch cord and out to the media converter. I already have the SFP transceiver inside, so now let's plug it in and we can get the data. And for the power cable again goes in our surge protector through our circuit breaker and the surge protector, so we can get clean energy out to the media converter. But one most important thing is grounding. Make sure you ground the surge protector, otherwise it's no use. Now I'm going to turn on our circuit breaker and we can get clean energy out to the media converter, again using power over Ethernet to send both power and data for our PDZ camera. Now for challenge 2 is the environment. Temperature slowly breaks things, and water doesn't always rush in, it seeps. So we've already covered the media converter's rugged specs, but you must complete the seal.
every cable that goes into the outdoor enclosure must use a proper cable gland. Let me show you. I'm going to unplug the copper cable, put it through our gland, and use a rubber gasket to wrap around it. Now make sure it's seated. Put it down and tighten the gland fully with a wrench, not your hand. Don't trust your hand. And this creates a watertight seal. Make sure you tighten it all the way. Then you can put it back on our media converter. And again, you must use the wrench to tighten it. And now for our fiber optic cable, we do the same thing. Put it through. This is the special one for fiber optic cable. We have a fiber optic rubber gasket. Wrap around it. And push it in. We have to tighten it again with the wrench, and we can plug it back in to our SFP transceiver. And make sure you tighten it with a wrench as well, and this creates a watertight seal. And for ultimate physical protection, you can use armored fiber cable, which has a metal layer under the jacket, but just remember to ground it properly. And now let's recap the winning recipe, the industrial grade fiber PoE media converter, your translator and power source, built to survive outdoors, and the pre-terminated single mode fiber optic cable for long distance interference-free data, but make sure you match the SFP transceivers. Surge protector is the non-negotiable equipment insurance for outdoor power lines. And lastly, use waterproof enclosures, cable glands, and do it right. This setup took our client from an unreliable wireless link to a permanent fiber connection that has survived storm, heat, and cold. It's not the cheapest option up front, but it's the most reliable one that won't let you down. If you're facing a long distance installation, skip the wireless headache and the Ethernet limitation. Go fiber and go rugged. Build it once, build it right. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have your own remote installation stories or questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dive tech solutions. And I'll see you in our next video.